So inshallah we'll go ahead and start. So this is the ayat number 61 of Surah Al-Baqarah. Part of the ayat we did last time. And what we learned in that part of the ayah is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had granted Bani Israel, when they were in the desert area, food, man and salwa, and water also. But they demanded for few other things, and we saw a list of those things last time. So they asked Musa alayhi salam that he should make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide them these extra things which grow from the ground. So Musa alayhi salam in this part of the ayat is replying them. Okay. So what is being said here are the words of Musa alayhi salam to Bani Israel. Okay. So we'll do a simple translation first. The ayat starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ihbitu means go down. Ihbitu means go down. So Musa alayhi salam is saying to Bani Israel, go down. Misran means a city, because you are in desert, so you should go back or go down to a city. فَإِنَّ لَكُمْ, then for you will be مَا سَأَلْتُمْ, that what you are asking for. Okay. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so this was the end of the reply or response of Musa alayhi salam. So in the next part of it, وَضُرِبَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ الذِّلَّةُ, these are the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What Allah is saying, that because of the disobedience of Bani Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala imposed zillat and maskanat on them. Zillat means disgrace, and maskanato is misery, and we'll look into those. وَبَاءُوا بِغَضَبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ, and they came back with the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ghadab means anger or wrath. So because of their disobedience, they deserved the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that why, and the answer is ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُمْ, that is because they Kanu yakfuruna, they used to deny, they used to do kufr bi ayatillah, with the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa yaqtuluna nabiyyina, and they used to kill the prophets bi ghayril haqqi, without any right. Okay. And then last part of it, dhalika, this because they were imposed with the disgrace and humility. Bima asawwa, because they used to disobey. Wakanu ya'tadun, and they used to cross all the limits that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had set for them. So this is the reply. Part of that is the answer from Musa alayhi salam, and rest of that is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now we'll look into some of the words they break down. The first word of this is ihbitu. Ihbitu, it starts from these three letters, ha, ba, and ta. This means to go down. To go down. Okay. So if we go back to learning the grammar, if we have these three letters, fa, a, and lam, which means to do, then if we make a word like that, ifal means do. It's a command, it's an order. Okay? That's how we make the command in the order. And so if we apply this, this will be ihbit. Ihbit means go down. If you are saying to one person, go down, you will say ihbit. And if we add a wow at the end, with an alif, it becomes plural. So this will become the plural. So if you are telling many people, go down, you will say, ihbitu. So this is the reply from Musa alayhi salam. He is telling Bani Israel, go down. Okay, ihbitu, go down. Okay.
Command.
Command. It's an order. It's a command. Okay. Go down. And then the next word is Misrun. Misrun means city. Misrun means city. It's any city. That's the meaning of Misrun, even though Misr is a country name, but that's a specific name. But in general, it may be any city. Okay? So when this is a noun and this is a verb, so when noun comes after the word, these two dhamma change into two fathas. When you combine the two words, so in the sentence it will be pronounced as Misran. Misran means a city or any city. So Musa alayhi salam is telling them, okay, you can go to any city and you will find the things that you are asking for, because in the desert Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you something different to eat and to live on. Okay? So he is telling them, go to a city if you want to. Okay? Then after that are the words فَإِنَّ لَكُمْ. Okay? So first word is made of two words. Fa means so. And the next word is inna. Inna means indeed or surely. Then surely or so indeed. Lakum is made of la and kum. La means for and kum means you. For you. Okay? So, go to a city and then indeed for you means for you will be or for you there is. Okay? Ma is the next word. Ma means that which. Ma means that which. Okay? And then the next word starts with these three letters, Seen, Hamza and Lam. The meaning of these three letters is to ask. To ask. The word we know, Swal or Sawal, is from the root letters, which means asking a question. So these are the three root letters for Swal. But Seen, Alif, and Hamza, and Lam means to ask someone. Okay, ask a question or something. Okay. Now again we go back to the rule. If we have three letters, Fa, An, and Lam, means to do. If we add a tum at the end, Fa'altum means you did. Okay? That's how we make the grammar of plural second person in the past tense. We put a tum at the end. So fa'ala means to do. Fa'altum means you did. All of you did something. You just put a ta and mim at the end. It becomes tum. So the word becomes fa'altum means you did. Okay? So if we apply this rule on these three letters here, this will become sa'altum. So if I put a tum at the end, this will become sa'altum. Okay. Sa'altum means you asked, because it's a past tense, plural, second person. So you did, you asked. Okay? So the meaning is you asked for. Okay? So now if you look at this whole sentence, the part of the ayat it says, فَإِنَّ لَكُمْ مَا سَأَلْتُمْ. فَإِنَّ means so indeed, lakum is for you or will be for you in the city, ma means that which, whatever, sa'altum you have asked for. So Musa alayhi salam said, whatever you are asking or whatever your demand is, in the city all those things will be there. So go in the city, and everything that you are asking you can find there. Like you are asking for corn and wheat and garlic and cucumbers and all those things. They are not in the desert, so go to a city, you will find for you all those things which you are asking. Okay? So that's the meaning of فَإِنَّ لَكُمْ مَا سَأَلْتُمْ. So indeed, for you that which you asked for. Okay. So this was the reply of Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam said that go to the city and you will find what you are asking for. Okay. Then after that, rest of the ayat is a statement from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the Quran, the same ayat may have many speakers. So in this ayat when we started, the first speakers were Bani Israel. Then as the ayat continued, then the speaker became Musa alayhi salam. And then the third speaker now is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah is saying, وَضُرِبَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ الذِّلَّةُ وَالْمَسْكَنَةُ. So let's understand those ayats, that part of the ayat. Okay. So the first word is wa, which means and then it is doriba. So let's look at this word doriba. Okay. First of all, let's go back and look at the rule of the grammar again. If we have these three words, letters, fa, ain, and lam, to do. If we just combine these three and put a fatah on each of them, fa'ala, that means he did. And if I add a ta at the end, it becomes fa'alat. Fa'alat, that means she did. Okay. So that's how we make the grammar. That if we put three fathahs on three letters, it becomes third person masculine and past tense. He did. But if we add in a ta at the end, It pronounces fa'alat, means she did. It becomes a feminine gender. Okay. One more thing will happen if we add one other thing here. If we change some harakats here. Okay. In this case, we have a fatha and a fatha and a fatha on each of these letters, and it is sukoon on the last one. Fa'alat. Okay. Fa'alat, she did. Okay. Now, if I make one change, two small changes here. If I change this to a dhamma and change this to a kasra, okay, keep these two as they are. This word becomes fu'ilat. Meaning changes in Arabic, and the meaning will be was done. Was done to her. Okay? Which means the fa'alat means a female did something, but fu'ilat means something was done to that female. Okay? That's how we go into this is called passive voice in English. That instead of the person is doing something, somebody is doing something on that person. Okay? So that's how the grammar changes in Arabic. Just by moving the harakats here, fatha, dhamma and kasra, the meanings change. Okay? And the way meaning changes, active voice becomes a passive voice. Okay? Fu'ilat. So this, if you notice that this word doribat follows this rule here. Harakats are same. Daraba means to strike someone, to hit someone, or to cover someone. So doribat means something was covered on that person, or something was struck. That person was struck by something. Okay? So this will become was covered. If we say covering, was covered. Daraba means if you cover something or strike something. So doribat means it was covered. Okay? By this grammar. Okay? And the next word is alayhim. Okay? Alayhim means upon them. Allah and him. The next word is alayhim. Alayhim means upon them. وَضُرِبَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ, and was covered upon them. Okay, what was covered upon them? The next word is az-zillat. Az-zillatu means disgrace, humility, or humiliation actually. So disgrace and insult and humiliation was covered upon them. They were disgraced. Bani Israel were disgraced. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. So the root letters for them, this thing is Zal, Lam and Lam. This means to disgrace. And zillatun is the noun, means disgrace. Zillatun, what we call zillat. Zillatun means disgrace. That's the actual word. Zillatun. Okay. Now, if we put al before that, al brings the meaning of the. Okay. And when we put al, then these two dhammas change into one dhamma, and it will become al zillatu, the disgrace. The disgrace. And when you read and pronounce, then lam is not pronounced by the rule of tajweed. You say az-zillatu. Okay. When zal is a shamsi letter, when lam comes before that, then lam is not pronounced and zal is pronounced twice. So that's the reason you will say shadda on zal. Pronunciation will be az-zillatu. And that's what exactly the word is in the Quran. Az-zillatu, the disgrace. So they were covered by the disgrace. Okay? وَضُرِبَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ, and was covered upon them disgrace. So this was the punishment, that they were disgraced. Okay, all the honor and respect that they were given before, because they were Bani Israel, and all the love and care that they received from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when they were in Egypt. When they came out of Egypt, they were in the desert, they started disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They made a calf. They gave difficult time to Musa alayhi salam, and they demanded all kinds of things in the desert. So they disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as a result of that, first thing happened to them, that they were disgraced. Okay? Bani Israel. And then the next word is wal maskanatu. So let's look at that word. So this starts with these three letters, Shin, Kaf and Noon. Sakana, and this means to be miser. What is miser? If we know the word muhtaj, that is actually the meaning. Okay. Someone who is deprived, okay, or someone is distressed a lot. Okay. So the word maskanatun is the noun from that. Maskanatun. So maskanatun is a person who is miser, like a miskeen, muhtaj. Okay. Or miserliness. Okay, maskanatun, misery, you can say. So this you can translate as a misery. Okay. Which is the condition or the state where a person is like a muhtaj. Okay. And we do the same thing, we put an al before that. It becomes the. And when we put al, one dhamma goes away. So it becomes al-maskanatu. And that's the word in the Quran. Va al-maskanatu. And the misery. Okay. So this was another punishment. And the misery. Okay. So because of their disobedience, they were covered. Covering means that it took over them a lot. It was not that it was a simple thing, but they were covered with that, which means they were completely into that situation where they became disgraced and they become miserable. Okay? Miserable. So this is their punishment. Okay? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says after that, وَبَاءُوا بِغَضَبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. Okay, so let's look at those words. Okay. So this is wa, ba, u, bi, ghadabin, minallah. Minallahi. Waba'u bi ghadabim minallah. Okay. So first letter waw means and. Okay. And the next word is ba'u. Okay. First of all, in the tajweed or recitation, whenever there is a hamza here and there is an alif before that, so you always pronounce that alif with a mad. Okay. So there is a mad here in the Quran here. Okay. So this is only recitation. Whenever you say hamza and there is an alif before that, you stretch the alif. Okay. So waba'u. Okay. So the root letters for this word is ba, waw, and alif. Okay. This has several meanings, but we will use a simple meaning to understand. And that is, I'm just going to use the word to return. One of the meanings